The only place the minority voice is always protected in our entire system is the Senate.
It was supposed to be somewhere you have to come together and consider these diverse interests in our vast society. It is the balance wheel in our system. It is supposed to function as a check on the president, working with presidents, but also checking them. It's supposed to counter the sort of passions of the House, and it's not just a majoritarian institution.
The Senate's built to move very slow, but it allows for that ongoing debate. That's a good thing until it gets abused. And right now it's being abused.
I think it's been declining, not just a few years, but 25 years. We talk about filibusters quite commonly, and the Senate started out as an institution of unlimited debate. There were no rules. In the 20th century, it was decided that unlimited debate was unworkable, that there had to be some way to cut off the debate.
So Senate Rule 22 is this rule that no one's heard of, but everyone's heard of, because everyone's heard of the filibuster. The cloture vote was set up to basically stop debate. You think Mr. Smith goes to Washington and they're trying to hold the floor, and you want to be able to figure out, okay, everyone's ready to vote but you, then you would have a cloture vote. Basically, with 60 people, I could force a stop on debate.
If you get 60 votes at that point, then the amount of time after cloture is limited, and you know you're going to get to a conclusion at some point. Some people argue, as Senator Lankford has, that there's too much time post-cloture.
It's interesting to watch just the history of the past several decades for what happens with the executive nominees. In the past, for executive nominees, they were passed by voice vote. Over the past couple of decades, that's changed. If you go back through 2 decades ago, it took about 50 days for any candidate to be able to move through the process. Then during President Obama's time, it took about 60 days. Now it takes 82 days to be able to move as far as an average candidate. If you look at just the cloture vote, that's demanding extra time to debate someone. That's happened about 50 times in this Congress. If you take the previous 4 presidents combined, cloture votes were requested 15 times total. It just was unheard of.
When the Senate worked, the senators and the leaders practiced what we think of as forbearance. They didn't push it to the limit. The rules arguably worked because the senators restrained themselves. But when people don't restrain themselves, whether it's the leaders or the individuals, then the rules don't work.
So what's happening now is the minority is saying, well, we want 30 hours of debate for everybody. Well, with 1,100 people that have to go through the process from the executive calendar, you can't get it done in a president's time period. Literally, the president will never get his staff if you require 30 hours of debate for all 1,100 people. In many of the agencies now, a year and a half into the president's term, there's no decision maker there. It's slowing down everything in the federal government.
I think the senators are frustrated. So I do think the rules could be rethought.
In 2013, Republicans and Democrats came together and said, we're at an impasse that needs to be fixed for the long-term benefit of the country. The resolution was 2 hours for district court judges, 8 hours for almost everybody else, except for Supreme Court, Circuit Court, and Cabinet, they would still be 30. That was a simple bipartisan resolution. I've taken that exact same text again. That was agreed in a wide bipartisan majority, more than 70. But it was what was called a standing rule. It would only last 2013 and 2014 during that session of Congress, and then it would sunset. I've introduced Senate Resolution 355 to try to deal with the issue of the nomination backlog. Let's just make it permanent from here on out on how we're going to actually resolve this issue about nominations.
While Senator Lankford's resolution is well intended, I don't think it's the right solution to the problem. We need a comprehensive review of the rules that doesn't occur in the middle of a session. The new rules would take effect prospectively at a time you don't know who the president's going to be, and you don't know who's going to control the Senate.
I've tried to figure out how to get us out of this hole that we're in currently. One of the things that I've said to Senate colleagues is this is a problem that's not just for now, it's going to be a problem from here on out.
The Senate can change, and it can be the balance wheel of our system again.